but he certainly seems to project an air of calm, which is not a bad thing to do.
Not a bad sign at all. You don't want to show the opposition you're nervous. Everybody knows you're nervous. At the test level, when you come into bat, whether you're bowling your first ball, there's always a bit of nervousness. Any player who says he's not nervous is lying. It also means that it doesn't really matter to him whether he succeeds or fails. It's very, very important to be nervous.
First ball in Test cricket. And a harmless one outside the off stump.
And Tini now to Sehwag. And runs coming, just as a flurry at the moment for India. And they're going back for the third. That's good running.
Good aggressive running from the youngster.
It's a beautiful stroke from Sehwag. Really is a classic stroke from the man coming in at 6, and it brings out another boundary for India. It's a slow ball from Hayward, and it's got the full treatment from Sehwag. It's gone all the way. It's well played by Virendra Sehwag.
Striving for the Yorker. Nanti Hayward erring in line. Sehwag manages to really dig that one out. Thumps it through the covers. No protection for the bowler. Just scurries away to the boundary. Timed beautifully.
That's nicely played. And the pace of Hayward has been put to the sword here, and as he bangs into the boundary boards again, 150 up for India in the 32nd over.
Emulated Tendulkar on that occasion, sways away from the line of the ball, and then with that wrist work once again opens the face of the bat, taking a leaf out of Tendulkar's book.
Now, it was very noticeable in the previous over of Hayward that Sean Pollock deployed a third man, but for Sehwag there isn't a third man, and there's been a steady flow of runs in that area off the speedster. Fastest man on the pitch, fastest man on both sides.
It's in the air a little bit, but he's found the gap, and that's what counts. It's a very sweet timer of the ball. The moment he found the gap, it's going to be 4. Welcome back to Mackay and Tini.
Mind you, it's not easy being at the non-striker's end and not getting much of the strike, and then suddenly getting this nice-looking half volley to put it away. When the Sehwag might not have been too much movement of the feet, but that's not important. At the end of the day, technique is secondary. You've got to put runs on the board. The technique is there to try and defend the good ball. But if a bad ball presents itself, never mind where your feet are. It's all for the coaching books. At the end of the day, the ball has to be put away.
Partnership goes up to 115. He's only faced 35 balls. Tendulkar's been shepherding the strike pretty well. What a fantastic lesson for him in international cricket. And that'll be 4 more. Third man's a banned position at the moment. It's incredible how many boundaries have come from third man. Mackay and Tini, 4 overs for 36, has just come back for his second spell. He's promptly been hit for 2 boundaries of his first 2 balls.
That should do wonders to his confidence. Hayward has come and picked a couple of wickets. Maybe a bit lucky in doing so. And Tini knows that his place is on the line. Maybe trying a little too hard. Maybe trying to extract pace when he should be looking at line and length.
What a shot that is. Tremendous shot. Absolutely straight. Bang past the bowler. 3 boundaries in Mackay and Tini's first over. It's 191 for 4. That is about as good a shot as any you will see. The straight drive is always the most spectacular shot in the game. People talk about the hook shot and the pull shot, but a well-played straight drive is a joy to watch.
And he could have picked up a thing or two from the man at the non-striker's end, Sachin Tendulkar, who plays the best straight drive ever. But this is as close to being as perfect a straight drive as one could wish to see.
it's a glorious shot. Very, very well played and beautifully timed as well. And that brings up the 150 stand.
This is a good shot. Very good. Full length ball, one of the few that's been pitched up. Plays it nicely with his full straight back, high left elbow.
Another one, this time through the covers. So back-to-back boundaries for sehwag.
Well, it's making South Africa think a little puzzled about this after getting 4 fairly cheapish wickets.
Beautiful shot there from sehwag. Over-pitched on leg stump, and that's been put away in style.
Well, it was the slower delivery from Jacques Callis, and sehwag picked it, and his balance was perfect. Absolutely perfect. He got up on his toes, punched it away. And that's a sign of a problem for Callis. Slower delivery on a pitch that is giving some assistance. Just doesn't know where to go right now.
That's driven down the ground. 50 for Virendra Sehwag. His first in Test match cricket. And don't forget, this is his Test match debut. A hand from Sachin Tendulkar. And this has been a fine innings by the young man. 255 for 4.
Straight drive down the ground. This one helps South Africa's cause. Well played, young man. That's 50, and he'll remember that for a long time. No swing, just straight into the middle of that bat.
So Virendra Sehwag, 52 of 83 balls, 10 boundaries punctuating his innings.
It's a slow ball, but he got hold of it well.
That slower ball just let the pressure off. There was just a little bit of pressure creeping on the batsman. They weren't getting the 4 ball. And he's tried to disguise his slow ball, which usually he's quite good at, Sean Pollock. But this time, it's a bit too short. It's giving him time. And he's a very good player at putting it away on the back foot. Oh, he's good off the front foot, though. It's not quick, the pitch, with an old ball, 60 overs old. You know, your margin for error gets more difficult.
202, the partnership in very good time. 270 for 4.
Straight driven, straight as a ramrod. Virendra Sehwag showing the full face of the bat. Times that one very sweetly. Great retrieving from the South African field at occasion. A bit of football.
It's Lance Klusener, the man that used the fancy footwork and the good fielding. Dewald Pretorius was the man who had to eventually recover the ball, but lovely timing, just a push. So there's still some pace in this wicket coming onto the bat nicely. That really is a fine shot from Sehwag, and here's Lance Klusener doing some Pele skills.
That's the reverse flick. He's crashed that through the covers. It was hit on the up, but the placement was spot on. Another boundary here for Sehwag. He's doing most of the scoring at this stage.
And that's why Deep Dasgupta must give as much of the strike as possible to Virendra Sehwag. Rotate the strike, take the single so he won't feel that he's bogged down. This is an excellent shot. The head is nicely in line. The foot might not have been there, but this is a very good pitch to bat on. The ball's coming on quite nicely. Played on the up. Bowler might have thought there was a bit of a chance there because it was not hit all along the ground. Just a little uppish. bouncer. More important than the bouncer was the follow-through. There it is, he's bounced, he's seen it, he's ducked, he's seen the ball go to the wicket-keeper, and look at the follow-through. But what happens to the follow-through when the ball is hit for a boundary?
Strong in the forearms too, so he's found the boundaries at regular intervals. He's on 77, and that's a tremendous effort when you're playing your first test match. And most importantly, I think what is noticeable is the composure. He's looked very cool and relaxed.
Yes, I think he's looked as if he's made for test cricket. We've already seen him play some very good innings in one-day cricket. And that's the kind of natural game that he prefers. In domestic cricket, he's very aggressive. But here he's bided his time. And that's very impressive.
By signal. Right through the day, the Indians have maintained a very good run rate. Often you see more than 300 runs scored in a day, and that too against a team like South Africa. He doesn't take long in chipping down the track. That's a superb strike down the ground. Powerfully struck. Sehwag now in the 80s.
Lovely use of the feet there by Virendra Sehwag. The ball given just a little bit of air, not too much mind you. But that was enough for Virendra Sehwag to come down the pitch and play that straight drive again. Look at that high backlift. Wonderful sight.
Yes, he doesn't mind going over the top too. Getting close to the pitch of the ball. Nice still head. Good balance. Keeping his head down when he makes contact.
Well, he's entitled to think that he might have missed out on another boundary. This was a regulation half volley. Good fielding this by Nicky Boy. There it is on the middle end leg. Was another boundary there. Good effort.
Slower delivery, was early into the shot. One of a few false shots he's played, Virendra Sehwag.
I think he saw the slower delivery. He was trying to go over the top, over top of extra cover. Maybe a little too eager to go over the top. There it is. He's seen it. His foot has not quite gone to the pitch of the ball.
Sehwag will look for two and get it comfortably. It's another shot he's played well. He gets nicely behind the line of the ball. Nice wristy shot towards the onside. Well, the light has definitely dropped, and but for the floodlights that have been put on, the players would have been off the field. Not heavy. The opportunity was there. The light fades. As a result of which play carries on, and that's good from the crowd point of view as well. There's no rain. Again, that's crashed away. No problems in putting that one away. A boundary to end the over. 320 for 5.
Well, the previous delivery was a little didn't bounce as much as this one. There is no gully in position. He knows that, so he's waited for it and played it a little bit late. He tried to play the earlier one. Squarer hit it straight to the fielder. This time he has not done that.
Field is up. Sehwag down the track. Gibbs there, just getting his hands to it. Placement was good once again from Sehwag.
He's trying to make room to play it on the offside instead of trying to play it straight.
It's in the air. Oh, it's wide of Hayward at mid-on. And they might look for a third. No, we could have problems here. There could be a problem that the throw being good, then Deep Dasgupta was in deep trouble.
Well, it wasn't the best of call by the striker, was it? He looked as if he wanted 3, and he led the non-striker on, basically. He led him on, and a decent throw, and even if Pollock could have picked it up, it might have been tight, probably just got in. But a better throw would definitely have got him out.
92 now, Virendra Sehwag. It's punched away, lovely stroke from Sehwag. Now this is racing away over the turf, and it's going to be 4. What a beautifully timed stroke from Sehwag.
Well, that was a cracking shot, it was. The ball is soft to roller. He gets up high on the toes, straight back, high left elbow, just punches it. I tell you, this lad can play. I like the look of him. He can play. I think he's just got. He just settles down into Test cricket and just reminds himself occasionally that sometimes bowlers are going to bowl really well against him, and he can't always score quickly. Dot.
This has worked away. Oh, it's well stopped by Nanti Hayward. That was on its way to the fence. It's a single to Sehwag, looking for his 100. He's on 97 now, 333 for 5.
You know, attempted off spinner work. I bet he thought this was my 100 here till that dive came.
Very good piece of fielding by the big man.
Well, it's now just a matter of temperament. You know, they're going to close in on him. You can see the fielder sneaking in. The bowlers know he's after 100. It's going to be special. It's always special to get any Test 100, but when it's on your debut, you know, it's a bit extra. And so they're creeping in, and he's just got to keep his concentration as a lad. And Ganguly knows that. I watched him do it at Lord's.
Oh, this is it. 100 for Virendra Sehwag. That is a wonderful innings on Test debut for Virendra Sehwag, and the entire Indian dressing room stands, led by the captain Sourav Ganguly. This has been a tremendous effort. Well played, Virendra Sehwag. Bloemfontein 2001. Test 100 on debut.
Well, terrific performance. The scoreboard summed it up. It said, wow, 100 runs. And it is wow when you get 100 on your debut. Fantastic.
What a beautiful shot to get your 100. The first 100 in Test cricket in his first match. The 8th Indian player to score 100 on debut. His captain, Sourav Ganguly, was the last against England in '96 at Lord's. It's 337 for 5, and this has been a fabulous effort by India. And there you go, the 73rd player and the 11th Indian to score a century on debut, the 5th this year. Shot. And that's going. And that's 4 to Sehwag. It flies off for the new ball.
It always does. He can't believe that, Jack Callis. He just offered to go out. That's a nice delivery. And he hits at this. Just went, you see, just got a good shape. But he's hit in the middle and it slipped off a little squarer than the shot was intended. See, went in the air a bit, just short of right hand of Gully. But it'll then race away. That's better. Just every now and again he gets one up there a little bit. But I say again, it is very difficult when you're bowling. Basically, you feel on your own. See how that went away? It's just a touch too short. He's on the back foot, he's playing it, and it just has time to do enough to miss the bat.
Oh, he's bowled him. He's bowled him, and that is the end of Virendra Sehwag. This wonderful innings has come to an end, and it's been brought to an end by Sean Pollock. For
Well, my impression of that is he played back to a ball that maybe he could and should have played forward. Just got stuck on the back foot there. As I've been saying that Pollock's allowed him to play back too much. It might just have kept a touch low.